Live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, FATV presents coverage of the 5th annual Hockey Day in the Burg. And today we bring you the 4th and final game of Hockey Day in the Burg, as it's an all-Fitchburg battle. The St. Bernard's Bernardians taking on the Monty Tech-Fitchburg Bulldogs. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daniel Bolak. Happy to have you along with us here today. John Gergerdy's on assignment. He is in the vicinity of Fitchburg, Wisconsin. We will see him later on in the season. So just maybe for this contest, but we've got another interesting one here between the Bernardians and the Bulldogs. Always great to see two Fitchburg sides going at it. We just saw these teams 3 days ago here on FATV. St. Bernard's taking on Assabet Valley and coming away with a 6-3 win over the Aztecs. Matthew Sylvia and Toby Bolak each had 2 goals and an assist. Phoenix Fortier had a goal and 2 assists. Carter Moget had a goal. Owen Tolson had 2 assists. Brody Kenny and Evan Walker had an assist. And Tyler McGeary made 18 saves as the Bernardians outshot Assabet Valley by a margin of 34-21. St. Bernard's now 14-1 this season with a 6-0 mark in the CMAC-B. The records are wrong on your screen. Just go with it. Just one of the little things that happens sometimes when you switch from game to game. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ledger, Monty Tech-Fitchburg comes to this game with a record of 2-11, 0-3 in the CMAC-A, and they had a rough one on Wednesday night against the Littleton Bromfield Tigers, falling by a score of 8-1. Jackson Leader had a power play goal to run Jack Crew's clean season. He had not conceded a goal before that power play strike to get the Bulldogs on the board. Chris Stefanillo and Cody Ablaza each had an assist. Ryder Mallett made 41 saves in his first career start for the Bulldogs. And with Avery Aiken unavailable again tonight, Mallett will be back in the net for the Crimson and White. Monty Tech-Fitchburg in that game also outshot 49-13. And this matchup is not going to be any easier. They were taking on the number 3 team in Division 4. Tonight they take on the number 8 team in Division 4. Although one positive coming out of these games for the Bulldogs is because of the high strength of schedule, it means that their rating is going up for taking on these tough foes. And they're already up to 34th in Division 4 compared to 37th just a week ago. And getting those slivers of points where they can by playing these tough opponents. It doesn't really matter what your record is at the end of the season. If you're in the top 32, you get to play in the playoffs. So a trip to the postseason is not impossible for this Bulldog side. There's still a path for them to get into the postseason. They'll need to find a win here or there, but continuing to play these tough opponents will do them wonders. Meanwhile, for St. Bernard's, it's just going to be a matter of trying to play as strong of a game as they can over the next 45 minutes. St. Bernard's led by Matthew Sylvia, 52 points on the season with 25 goals and 27 assists. That is more points than every Monty Tech-Fitchburg Bulldog combined. That's just a matter of how powerful that junior captain is. Evan Walker, 15 goals and 23 assists for 38 points. Toby Bolak's got 14 goals and 13 assists for 27 points. Has only been held off the score sheet once all season long. For Monty Tech-Fitchburg, they are led by Cody Ablaza with 4 goals and 3 assists. The freshman from Templeton has played well in his first season with the Bulldogs. And Jackson Leader, the senior captain who started as a defenseman, moved his way up to forward, has a team leading 5 goals on the season as well.
Good evening, hockey fans, and
we'll let you listen in to Jim LaPointe with the starting lineups and the national anthem right here on Hockey Day in the Burg on FATV.
Between the Monty Tech-Fitchburg Bulldogs and the Bernardians of St. Bernard's. The student athletes involved in tonight's contest understand the importance of sportsmanship and know that it should be practiced at all times. Please help our students by showing respect to all participants and spectators at tonight's contest and cheering only in a positive manner. And now the starting lineups for the Bulldogs. At right wing, number 16, Jordan Salmon. At center, number 23, Nick Atkins. Left wing, number 17, Jackson Leader. Defense, number 9, Holden Trahan. Defense, number 3, Jackson Stubert. And in goal for the Bulldogs, number 32, Ryder Mallett. the head coach for Fitchburg Monty Tech, Mike Colcord. And now for the Bernardians. On defense, number 27, Cody Warren. Defense, number 15, Brody Kenny. At wing, number 24, Ryder Testagrossa. At wing, number 6, Phoenix Fortier. Starting at center, number 23, Toby Bolak. And in goal for the Bernardians, number 1, Chase Bergeron. The head coach for St. Bernard's is Steven Sylvia. Tonight's officials, Eric Steinberg and Derek Mobilio. Ladies and gentlemen, students, at this time, I would ask you all to please stand as we honor our nation and the flag with a playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Moments away from puck drop here at the Wallace Civic Center. Getting ready for the 4th and final game of Hockey Day in the Burgh here on FATV. Daniel Bolak here with you with St. Bernard's and Monty Tech-Fitchburg. Goaltending matchup for these sides. For the Bernardians, it's the senior Chase Bergeron making his 10th appearance, his 10th start. He's 7-1 with a .273 goals against, an .893 save percentage. Also has an assist on the season. On the other side, Ryder Mallett makes his 2nd start of the season, his 3rd appearance. Went 41 for 49 last time out 3 nights ago against a very powerful Littleton Bromfield side. Bernardians in the home, well, more of the special white uniforms with pink trim. They go from left to right in this first period of play. The Bulldogs in the road crimson uniforms will go from right to left. Jackson Leader tries to get the shot, flubbed off his stick. Brody Kenny there to create some pressure. Now Ryder Testagrossa has it on the right side, gets the shot off. That's punched away by Mallett. To the right wing corner, Phoenix Fortier. Out to the point for Cody Warren, his shot is offline. Brody Kenny following on with the shot. That's blocked. And then it comes to Fortier, who shoots and scores! 17th goal of the season for Phoenix Fortier. It takes just 40 seconds for the Bernardians to strike first. Sharp passing there, the puck moving from west to east. Coming across, and Fortier made no mistake on the feed. 1-0 to St. Bernard's. Pops over the stick of Stefanillo, settled down by Ethan Joseph to the near side. Here's Matt Sylvia. Dumps it in, hits one of our referees. The puck sent around to the left side boards. Puck kept in by J.J. Ja. Now poked free to the near side, Benjiane. Into the zone, tries to get the pass off for Ablaza. He has trouble handling it. Up to left point. Puck doesn't make its way to awaiting Joseph. Ja takes it out of the zone.
First goal scored by number 6, Phoenix Fortier. Assist to number 15, Brody Kenny. Time of the goal, 42 seconds, first period.
Brody Kenny gets the lone assist. Fortier trying to get a second goal in about a minute and a half's time, but a glove save there by the freshman Ryder Mallett. The Bulldogs have been challenged with such a young roster this season. So many shots they've conceded. Over 450 saves between their two netminders this season. And they've only played 13 games. This shows how many opportunities teams have gotten in these 45-minute games. Toby Bolak in the left wing corner. We'll leave it for Fortier. Out to the left point. Now back on the far side, centered in front. No clean shot taken. Kept in. And another shot goes wide. Out to Warren. Try to look for Fortier behind the net. Colin Bean will try to tie him up for a moment. Spun back around. Out of the reach of Bolak. Holder Trahan. Worm it around the boards. Wanted to find maybe Roberts or Bean. Found neither. Vinny Caraba gets bowled over. Strong check into the boards by Adam Rendon. Bulldogs will dump it down the ice. Got a piece of the Bernardians, so no icing. They'll have to bring it back up the ice. Warren on the far side. Nick Atkins battling on the far side boards. A second Bernardian joins the fray and a second Bulldog to assist in the dogfight. Zapies gets out of one check, flips it out of the zone. Over the stick of Joseph, and it comes right to Toby Bolak, who's got a breakaway, and he's got a goal! Practically impossible to keep Toby Bolak off the score sheet. He now has points in 15 of 16 games this season, and his 15th goal of the season makes it 2-0 St. Bernard's. As the puck made its way down the ice, it just perfectly fell into Bolak's lap, and he made no mistake. Sniped it past the freshman to make it 2-0. Leader on the right side. Picked out from the right side boards there by Samet, thrown towards goal, and Bergeron will have the cover for the first shot on goal for the Bulldogs.
Bernardian second goal scored by number 23, Toby Bolak. Assist number 17, Owen Tolson. Time of the goal, 3:08, first period.
Owen Tolson gets his 5th assist of the season. It's his 3rd in the last 2 days. Good week for him. Evan Walker with the touch. Tried to get that to Will Canada. Nick Atkins able to take it, try to dump it down the ice. Ends up going right into the Bernardian bench. Get us a stoppage of play, 11:18 to go. First period, 2-0 St. Bernard's in front. Faceoff comes outside the Bernardian end. Won by the Bulldogs. Not able to handle the puck with Stubbert. And thrown down the ice from the wrong side of the red line. Offensive zone draw coming for Monty Tech-Fitchburg. The Bernardians a little more experienced on the season in terms of games played. 15 played coming into tonight. Monty Tech-Fitchburg has played 13. Draw eventually controlled by Monty Tech-Fitchburg as Chris Stefanillo into the right wing corner. One of 3 Fitchburg High students on the team varsity side this season, along with Jackson Leader and Avery Aiken. Stefanillo trying to backhand it alongside the boards. Benjiane gets a hold of that puck. Monty Tech student, but he's a Fitchburg native. Tight angle shot, stopped by Bergeron. Left side corner, clearing attempt unsuccessful, knocked down by Stefanillo. Ablaza, a second-year varsity player who played for Gardner last season. Got 2 assists with the Wildcats. Fired in from distance by Stubbert, and that'll be chested down by Bergeron. Set down the boards, will not be icing. Colin Bean will go and retrieve. Bean behind the net for Vinny Caraba. His pass knocked down. Will Canada's got some space. He shoots and scores! 6th goal of the season for Will Canada. 4:59 into the game. It's 3-0 St. Bernard's. Mistake here, mistake there. Canada gets the space, gets the shooting lane, picks the top right corner. Mallet can't get his glove up quickly enough. And St. B's out in front 3-0. Bernardians will make the rush up ice. Here's Sylvia. Left point.
Bernardians' 3rd goal scored by number 28, Will Canada. Assist to number 7, Matt Sylvia. 2nd goal, 4:59, first period.
6th goal of the season for the Townsend native Will Canada. And Sylvia picks up his 28th assist of the season. Now 53 points, a Central Mass high. Pass off the boards, but received by J.J. John on the wrong side of the blue line. They tag back up. Sylvia's shot. It's going to be stopped by Mallet. He'll hold for a draw with 6 minutes gone in this contest. St. B's with a 3-0 lead. Face off to the right of Mallet. Bernardians win it. Samet can't get it out of the zone. Brody Kenny around the boards and behind the net. Bean digs it out. Ryder Testagrossa up there as Kenny takes the shot. It goes behind the net. Ricochets out to Warren. His shot hits the side of the net as well. Phoenix 40er. Got goal number 1 for St. Bernard's. His pass for Kenny out of his reach. All the way down the ice it'll go. With Samet in pursuit. Leader tries to intercept that pass. Hops off his stick and back to Fortier. Offside though against the Bernardians. 8:18 to go in the first. 3-0 St. Bernard's. Let's thank our FATV underwriters.
Fitchburg Access Television's remote productions are brought to you in part by Rollstone Bank and Trust, Acme Carpet One, All One Credit Union, The Sentinel and Enterprise, Minuteman Press, and Unitil.
Our thanks to our FATV underwriters who make all of our remote productions possible. Toby Bolak into the right wing corner. Keeping a hold on the puck, but loses the handle. Here's Ablaza. Coming up the center of the ice with Stefanillo on his left. And I can see Ablaza try to shoot that puck before Stefanillo entered the zone to try to avoid the offside. But he didn't quite get the shot off in time, and the offside still given. Faceoff will come outside the Bernardian end. Shot 7-2 in favor of the blue and gold. And pink tonight. Stefanillo regains the zone on the right side, throws it towards Bergeron, makes the save. Puck comes around to the near side. Evan Joseph with the shot. Early stop by Bergeron, goes off his stick and straight into his glove. I know this isn't the first time St. Bernard's has whipped out these jerseys with the pink highlights. Very fitting for February, which starts tomorrow. But they've already given a test run or two. There's some teams out there that like to have those specialized jerseys. I know Auburn football has special pink trim jerseys that they'll wear on the road in the month of October. On the far side of the rink, Plaza trying to keep control of the puck. So much pressure there from St. Bernard's. Players getting tied up, and the puck floated out of the zone, out of the reach of J.J. Ja. He'll go back and retrieve in his own end, tries to get the pass to Sylvia. Gloves it down to himself. Now skates up ice. Sylvia gains a lane. He shoots. He scores! 26th goal of the season for Matthew Sylvia, and it's 4-0 Bernardians. If you give him just an inch of space to shoot, he will take it and he will fire it. Sometimes it's like easy mode for Sylvia. He's just a junior, already broke the 100-point plateau this season, and Mike Colcord will call his time out. With 6:49 to go in the first.
Assist to number 3, J.J. Ja. Time to go, 8-11, first period.
Mike Colcord, first-year head coach of the Monty Tech-Fitchburg Bulldogs. Stephen Sylvia, the fourth-year head coach of the Bernardians. Colcord was an assistant last year for Monty Tech-Fitchburg. He and Noah Saracen swapped job titles this season. See Ryder Mallett also chatting with Jack Isabel, the goaltender coach. Trying to think about what can we do better, what have we done well thus far. Obviously, it's quite the challenge. St. B's one of the tougher teams in Division 4. A 15-1 side whose only loss this season came to the Peabody-Saugus Swampscott Co-op. And even in that game, St. Bernard still got 42 shots, but fell 3-2. We noted before for Ryder Mallett, this is just his second start of the season. Avery Aiken has had the net the entire way up until this week, but Aiken's been unavailable really ever since the third period of the game last week against Oakmont. It's been all Mallett since. In his fourth appearance, a great opportunity in front, and Mallett comes away with the save. Mallett appeared in relief against Oakmont and against Groton Dunstable this season, and started against Littleton Bromfield. Around the boards to the far side for Holdren to hand. Now for Jordan Samet, he gets dispossessed, and there's a shot skied over the crossbar by Testagrossa. On the near side, Jackson Leader can't get out of the zone. Cody Warren keeps it in at the right point. Trying to get out of the zone again. Warren keeps it in again. Out in front of the paint. No Bernardian can get a clean look at it. And the puck bounces its way to Mallett, who will cover it for a draw. 6:04 to go, first period, 4-0 Bernardians in front. Bulldogs have 2 wins this season, one of them coming against Leominster. The Blue Devils are 2-10 themselves this season. Wins over East Boston and Minuteman. Here's Sylvia with a shot that gets blocked. Ethan Joseph getting in the way of that one could have been extremely dangerous. Ablaza rushing up ice on the right side. Drop pass, Joseph able to get into the zone just in time to keep that in. St. B's gets it out of the zone just for a moment. Matt Daniels backhanding it into the slot. Nobody can get there. That'll be tipped towards goal. And Mallett will cover it up, prevent Evan Walker from getting a look at it. 5:24 to go, first period, 4-0 St. Bernard's. These two teams played last year twice. They used to be Coughlin Conference foes. They were pretty level terms last year. Monty Tech-Fitchburg was 7-5 in the Coughlin. St. Bernard's was 8-4. The Bernardians were 13-7-1 last season. Monty Tech-Fitchburg was 11-10. Monty Tech-Fitchburg graduated so many players. When you have double-digit seniors, you got to reload somehow. Far side of Will Canada. Tries to get a pass off Kyle LeBlanc, trying to get his stick in the way. Sylvia looking for a lane, can't find one. Try to float it across, out of the reach of Johansson and Walker as well. Here's a rush up ice for Calvin Robinson. Robinson will get it back, punch it along the boards behind Jack Hudson. Evan Walker, the other number 12, will have a touch off the dasher boards. He'll try to chip it past Trahan. Trahan will get there and move it along for Hudson. He'll come out of the zone. LeBlanc going to get a touch on it. Bernardians have it, regain the zone. Dropped off top of the left circle, shot, changes direction a couple of times. Makes its way into the right side corner. Pulled out and knocked out of the zone by Dylan Grant. Bernardians will knock it back in. Hand to the far side, Evan Roberts can't clear it. Brody Kenny's shot scores! A seeing eye shot low to the ice that found its way in the bottom right corner. And Brody Kenny's got his 6th goal of the season to make it 5-0. Ryder Mallett's reaction seeing that get past him was thinking, how did that get by me?
15, Brody Kenny, assist number 23, Toby Molak. Having the goal 11-14.
Floated into the zone there, and Bergeron will cover it up. 3:34 to go in the first, a 5-0 lead for St. Bees. Toby Bolak gets his 2nd point of the night, a goal and an assist. Bolak's got 14 helpers on the season. And Bolak will have to come off the ice. I think a late substitution deemed not permissible. Draw one by the Bulldogs. Daniels with a shot that whistles wide. Daniels had the winning goal in one of the 2 meetings between these teams last year. Goes back to the top of the right circle. Blaza with a shot, fought off by Bergeron. Now up the right side, here's Carter Moget. The shot sticked away by Mallett. Owen Tolson behind the net. A backhand shot by Sylvia was cut down in front. Moget rubbed into the boards by Atkins. Players battling for it, trying to dig it out. Daniels will stretch it up. Blaza will dump it in. Look for Jackson Leader to try to get that puck. As he battles for it. Samet trying to throw it towards goal. Stefanillo trying to get a touch on the way. Can't quite get it towards goal. And the Bulldogs will dump it in, and they'll change lines with 2:25 to go in the first. 5-0 lead for St. Bernard's. Connor Johansson able to shake off a hit there. Stefanillo, alternate captain, trying to take that away. Comes behind the net. There's GNA. Puck goes to the far side. Blaza continuing the battle on there. The puck falls right in front of Matthew Sylvia. Sylvia holding on to it. Knocks it out of the zone. Knocked down with the skate by Trahan. Crunching hit into the boards. Frustration there, and a penalty will be given. Not for the original hit, but for the extracurriculars afterwards. Our first penalties in the game come with 1:44 to go in the first. The puck had just gotten out of the reach there. So I think they ruled that that hit was permissible, but the retaliation afterwards was not, and Matthew Sylvia is going to sit in his room for 2 minutes to think about what he's done. First power play of the night for either side, and it'll go to the Bulldogs. Stefanillo take the draw.
2-minute line for roughing. Time of the penalty, 13-16. First period.
Dumped all the way down the ice. Jackson Leader, the captain of the Bulldogs. Passes up for Stefanillo. Now on the right side, Kenny trying to clear it out. Just out of the reach of Leader, so successful in doing so. Bulldogs have to tag back up. Leader will keep it away to kill a little bit of time. See Phoenix 40er stretching up there. And a whistle and offside against Monty Tech-Fitchburg. 69 seconds to go in the first period. Very nice period for St. Bernard's, leading by 5 goals. Outshooting the Bulldogs 12-5. Faceoff comes outside the St. B's zone. Ultimately controlled by the Bernardians, cleared down the ice. Leader will go retrieve in his own end. Under 60 seconds to go in the frame. Ablaza trying to settle it. Backhands a pass into the paint. Bergeron sticks it away. Ginay holding at the right point. Took the shot. But got blocked out in front. And the puck ricochets into the Bernardian bench. Faceoff will come to the left of the senior in Bergeron. St. Bernard's, in addition to Steven Sylvia, have 4 assistant coaches who help contribute to the success of this Bernardian side. That'll be spit all the way down the ice. Knocked down by Mallet. Leave it for Daniels, who'll skate it up to the blue line. Stefanillo has trouble keeping a hold of it. Toby Bolak taking it behind the net. Now out to the left point. Shorthanded shot is stopped by Mallet off the stick of Brody Kenny. 8 seconds to go in the period, perhaps one last rush. Bolak trying to disrupt all of that on the near side. Samet will just dump it in around the boards. Buzzer will sound. A highly successful first period for the St. Bernard's Bernardians. Ends with them taking a 5-0 lead into the first intermission. There's obviously going to be that kind of matchup considering the numbers. And St. B's has been playing to full effect in this contest. Just dominating all over the rink, creating so many opportunities. Goals for Phoenix 40er, Toby Bolak, Will Canada, Matthew Sylvia, and Brody Kenny, giving the Bernardians a very large lead going into the first intermission. It's interesting the way I guess they've got things set up today is that the locker rooms for Monty Tech-Fitchburg and St. Bernard's are not on opposite sides like they normally are, so they both have to exit through the same entrance. Interesting how that goes. You know, both teams are going to think about a little bit what they can do better. For St. Bernard's, there's not a whole lot they can do better. It's just been such a strong force of play in the first 15 minutes. So many opportunities, so many good chances. And they find the back of the net 5 times. There's not a whole lot you can really break down for Monty Tech-Fitchburg. Part of it is just trying to change the tides a little bit, try to hold the Bernardians at bay a little bit, see if they can limit some of these high-quality chances, and maybe see if they can find a chance of their own. They will have 16 seconds of a power play to start the second period. Still a lot of hockey to play. More interesting things to come. One period in the books here at the Wallace Civic Center. It's St. Bernard's 5, Monty Tech-Fitchburg nothing. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the second period soon, so don't go away. This is Hockey Day in the Burg on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. One period in the books between the St. Bernard's Bernardines and Monty Tech-Fitchburg Bulldogs. And this dogfight has been a challenge, or one side at least. 5-0 St. Bernard's through 15 minutes of play. Daniel Bolak here with you. Happy to have you along with us here today on FATV. Hockey Day in the Burg. 4 games to support Jake Tebow, the Fitchburg native, the former Monty Tech-Fitchburg Bulldog, or at least back when they were the Fitchburg Monty Tech Red Raiders. Went on to Milton Academy. Suffered an injury in 2021. And all the proceeds today helping to support Jake and the Tebow Family Rehabilitation Trust. Let's look at the highlights from the first period of play. And oh boy, there were plenty of them. It only took 40 seconds to find the first goal. Phoenix 40er was able to put that home, make it 1-0. There's been some rough stuff here and there in this contest. Toby Bolak made it 2-0 as he took this stretch pass, converted on the breakaway. Benjiane had a chance there. A shot there to make it 3-0 from Will Canada. Matthew Sylvia and Brody Kenny also had goals as well. But I didn't give you guys enough time to see all of those and get to relive them. Bulldogs go left to right in the second period, have about 5 seconds of carryover power play time, which will come to an end. As coming out of the box is Matthew Sylvia. Now on the right side, drop pass and a shot, hits the post, does not go in. Tolson on the left side, pings it off the boards behind the net. Holding on the left side, sending it across was Will Canada. Top of the right circle, shot saved by Mallet. Ryder Mallet, 8 saves in the first period. The freshman netminder making his second start of the season. Avery Aiken unavailable for the Bulldogs tonight. For Stefanillo, the touch to Matt Daniels. Cody Ablaza tries to feed it forward, but out of the reach of Jackson Leader. Owen Tolson loses it in his skates for a moment. Gets the pass stretched up. Struck the stick of Jordan Samet, but on the wrong side of the red line, so they'll still call the icing. Or maybe he didn't really get any contact with it at all. Whatever the case may be, face-off will come to the left of Chase Bergeron. Leominster natives made 5 saves in this contest. Draw won by the Bulldogs, but controlled by the Bernardians. Toby Bolak firing it across for Adam Rendon. Rendon's shot punched up in the air by Mallet. Now Leader rushing up ice. Up the left side he goes, continuing to follow the puck into the boards. Jordan Samet trying to jump on the loose puck. Can't get a shot towards Bergeron. Phoenix 40er with a drop pass thrown out in front. Mallet sees the puck in his paint and he belly flops on it to draw the whistle. 1:53 gone in the second period. St. Bernard's getting the first 3 shots of the second period. Had the centering pass, but just got stopped in the paint. And they couldn't force it back towards the freshman goalkeeper. Evan Walker trying to throw it to the point. Split the 2 defensemen, and it actually came out of the zone. So a delayed offside, everyone had to tag up. Tried to get out of the zone, Sylvia steals. Tries to get the shot, Colin Bean with good positioning. Won't give him that lane. Cody Warren's shot is blocked. Ablaza for Trahan on the far side, battling with Canada. Now Sylvia taking away, on for Walker, he scores! Evan Walker will join the scoring fray. His 16th goal of the season makes it 6-0 St. Bernard's. Just a great feed. Looks like it beat Mallet underneath the arm. Only so much he can do. A dangerous shot. Fourth shot of the period.
Goal scored by as well, Evan Walker. Assist number 7, Matt Sylvia, and number 15, Brody Kenny. Time of the goal, 2:38, second period.
Brody Kenny will get the secondary assist. It's the first secondary assist that's been awarded tonight. All the other goals have had just one assist. Bernardians lead by a half-dozen-0. Phoenix Fortier now for Ryder Testagrossa. He'd like to get in on this. Shot is stopped by Mallet, though. Testagrossa's got 2 goals this season. Sophomore from Ashby. Matt Daniels tries to float that towards goal. It'll make its way eventually to Bergeron, who will cover it. The first shot on goal of the period for Monty Tech-Fitchburg. These two teams met last season. St. Bernard's won the first game 4-2 back on December 16th of 24. Bernardines got their goals from Matt Sylvia, and Matt Sylvia. Pretty good night there for the then sophomore. And then the Bulldogs were able to get their revenge in a game that started 2-0 to St. Bernard's. Monty Tech-Fitchburg got 5 in a row. Daniels getting the winner in that. Sylvia trying to put on all the moves, trying to take it all the way to goal. Can't get a shot away. Bourget falls down as he tries to play that puck along. It flipped out of the zone. Dylan Grant trying to get it on the near side. Owen Tolson getting tied up with him. Vinny Caraba on the right side. Tries to throw out in front to feed Roberts. And a shot from the right side by Grant to stop by Bergeron. Bernardine scoring's been pretty evenly distributed tonight. I think Sylvia's got the most points. He's got just 3 for a 7-goal or 6-goal performance for St. Bernard's. Carter Mauger trying to protect the puck. But a player entered the zone while the puck was outside it and came back in. Offside will be called. St. B's coming today with 90 goals scored this season. They've conceded 32. Monty Tech-Fitchburg outscored 69-17 in the first 13 games of the campaign. A 3-on-1 potentially developing, but that pass forward for Toby Bolak a little too strong. And it goes to the one defender back for the Bulldogs and Joseph. Near side pass off the boards, maybe looking for GNA, well out of his reach. And on the far side, dumped down the ice. Don't think it's going to make it to the goal line. Definitely not before Daniels got close enough to deem it obtainable. So no icing there. No touch icing used in Federation rules. Up the near side, where the first to speed is Ablaza. Fortier. Sending that all the way across. Now back into the Bernardian zone. Here's Fortier again. Into the zone, trying to create a breakaway. Strong stick work from the Bulldogs. And Ben GNA able to prevent Fortier from getting the shot off. And then a massive dog pile there. And Fortier even loses his helmet in all the fray. And things will have to be sorted out here. 9:23 to go, second period, 6-0 St. Bernard's in front. Plenty of noise made by the home side across the rink. Ben Giannet and Phoenix Fortier will each take a trip to the sin bin to think about what they've done. Just turned into a bit of a dog pile over there. Pun certainly intended. Penalty on the board against Giannet. Normally matching minors would cancel out, which is implying to me that maybe they might want to give 40 or 5. That or there's an extra penalty against Giannet. But as it currently stands, it looks like St. Bernard's is going to have their first power play of the night. It's going to be 5 skaters on the ice for St. Bernard's and 4 skaters on the ice for Monty Tech-Fitchburg. So based on how they've currently called it, it's either Giannet gets an extra 2, or more likely in this, or maybe a misconduct. It is ultimately an extra 2 against Giannet, as Cody Ablaza has to skate over to serve the penalty. First power play of the night for St. Bernard's. As Sylvia gets the shot off, and that'll be fought off by Mallet. Here's Evan Walker.
On number 15, Ben Jeanette. 2-minute minor for roughing, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Brownian penalty on number 6, Phoenix Fortier, 2 minutes for roughing. All the penalties were called at 5:37, second period.
So an extra penalty against Giannet for unsportsmanlike in that whole exchange. So he'll sit for 2 minutes or more. Well, he'll sit for 4 minutes specifically, or more. And Blas will be released from the bin in 2 minutes or less. Here's Matthew Sylvia. Take it all the way around the net, around to the right side, and to JJ Jaw. He passes it to the left side and said, one of you guys was supposed to be over there. Go for a jam shot on the wraparound. Looks like Mallet got the pad across to keep it out of the net. And then a mosh pit. "14 saves tonight for Ryder Mallet. Went for the wraparound, and Mallet was just able to get that pad across. Then in everything else that happened, the net came off. Faceoff will come outside of the Bulldog zone. Bolak tried to get it to Walker. Too many sticks and legs in the way from the Bulldogs, and Matt Daniels skates it all the way up. Shot will be turned aside by Bergeron. 40 seconds to go on the power play for St. Bernard's. Getting all the way around, and here's Sylvia. To the right point, settled there. Into the corner. Back to the point for Ja. His shot saved by Mallet. Rebound. Can't go home by Bolak. Sylvia on the left half boards. To the point, Ja. Right dot. Shot scores! Picture perfect snipe for the Bernardians. Power play goal makes it 7-0. Look at it again. Could have asked for a better shot there for Will Canada. He'll get a second of the night. 7-0 to St. Bees. Savitt sticking it down on the far side. Jackson leader. Will rattle it around. Carter Mauger with a touch. Puck rides on the top of the dasher board. Gets stuck up there sometimes. Leader behind the net. Get it around to the far side, Mauger. Keeping it away. Rimming it around. Trahan trying to stand up there. Play it against the boards. Rough and tumble hockey there on the near side. But some illegal hockey there too, I think. They'll call the offside. 6:50 to go in the second, 7-0 St. Bernard's in front. Waza to take the draw against Testagrossa. Ultimately controlled by St. Bernard's. Out of the zone it comes, Daniels. Can't keep it in the zone, has to get out of the zone before the Bulldogs can re-enter. Cody Warren back in his own end. Stretching up for Fortier. Or perhaps Mauger. Daniels takes a spill into the boards. Helped there by the Bernardians, and that will be a penalty. Obviously, Monty Tech-Fitchburg not terribly happy with that development. Exactly 3 minutes after our last penalties. We'll see more. Ryder Testagrossa is the guilty party here. That's what I was thinking. From that far side corner, I didn't get a good look at it. Looks like Carter Mauger is going to be sentenced to 2 minutes in the bin. And the subsequent stoppage gives a moment to Mike Colcord to talk to his team. An informal timeout. Stephen Sylvia gets the verdict from our officials.
Penalty number 16, Carter Mauger, a 2-minute minor for roughing. Time of that penalty, 8:37, second period.
Roughing the call against Mauger. Bulldogs with 2 shots in this period, outshot 9-2 in this period, and outscored 2-0 as well. GNA's been let out of the box. Now the puck back in the Bulldog end. Vinny Caraba on the near side. Looking around, looking for someone to pass it to, finds Colin Bean. And now here is Cody Ablaza. Dispossessed from behind by Sylvia. Back out to the neutral zone. On the far side, settled down by the Bernardians and spit all the way down the ice. 1:15 to go on the man advantage for Monty Tech-Fitchburg. It's their second power play of the night. Ablaza will rush up ice. Try to take it all the way, gets the shot on Bergeron. He's able to make the stop. Stretch back the other way out of the reach of Sylvia. Sylvia taking it away by himself. 3 Bulldogs though in the corner. And one of them punches him into the boards there from that spot with the elbow. And the rest of the Bulldog power play is void. Holder Trahan leading with the elbow. We'll put him in the box for 2 minutes. See, they're just skating in there, getting the elbow into the back. So 4-on-4 for the next 45 seconds. Since matching minors always cancel in high school hockey.
Bulldog penalty 9, Holden Trahan. 2-minute minor for elbowing, time of the penalty 9:51. Second period.
Since matching minors always cancel in federation rules, that it means that we really don't get to see 4-on-4 hockey as often. Only when we have overlapping penalties such as here. 15 more seconds to go on the penalty against Mauger. Then an abbreviated power play for the Bernardians. And now this abbreviated power play will begin, 1:10 to work with. Bolak tried to get past to Testagrossa, and then coming back to Bolak. His shot misses the net. Bolak's got a goal and assist tonight. The right wing corner. Players rumbling and tussling. Comes out to Kenny, his shot gloved down by Mallet. Bolak gets on that one, gets another shot off. Mallet fights that off as well. Phoenix 40er, protecting the puck. It's along for Bolak, out to the right point. Settled there by Testagrossa. Tried to rim it around the boards. Referee got in the way. Shot from the right side, stopped by Mallet, and no further play. 16 to go on the man advantage, 3:24 to go in the second, 7-0 Bernardians in front. Another face-off comes to the left of Mallet. He's made 17 saves tonight. Bernardians have created so many opportunities. Tried to get that across for a one-timer. Sylvia didn't get much wood on it. That one cleared off a Bernardian stick and right into the bench. 4 coaches go ducking for cover. Everyone's got to have their head on a swivel on their benches there. They'll all share jokes about that. Penalties up to Trahan. Back to full strength are the Bulldogs. The shot redirected in! Right out there in front. What a redirect there for Will Canada to complete his hat trick and make it 8-0. Just standing right there on the doorstep, ready for that pass to come to him. He's able to pot it home.
Bernardian's 8th goal, his 3rd goal of the game, scored by number 28, Will Canada. Assist number 27, Cody Warren. And number 21, Connor Johansson. Time of the goal, 11:58, second period.
Cody Warren picks up an assist. And Connor Johansson gets his second of the campaign on that as well. Warren can't keep it in the zone. In Canada, we called for the offside there. Bernardians lead 8-0. And with some intentionality on that play, face-off's gonna come all the way down. Draw comes to the right of Bergeron. Bulldogs try to control it. Not much going there. That puck gets stuck in the referee's legs. Jackson Leader with the shot that's redirected over the net. Trying to make the rush up ice. Andrew Thomas beating Toby Bolak. Looking for Carter Mauger. His shot floats wide of the cage. From the near side, Puck makes its way to the opposite blue line. Keegan McBrady, the Pepperell native, will dump it down ice. Jackson Stubbert blows the tires. He tries to move that along. Stubbert trying to get it back again, collides with the Bernardian. Boulder Trahan will instead have it on the left side. Under 2 minutes to go in the second period. 8-0 St. Bernard's in front. Trahan, tight angle shot, puts it behind the net. Off the boards all the way down the ice. Colin Bean has to retrieve it. Only defender back there for the Bulldogs. Stretch pass intercepted by Fortier. Trying to create a breakaway all by himself. Gets a backhand shot that's stopped by Mallet, and he'll cover the rebound. 18th save of the night for the freshman. 1:32 to go in the second. 8-0 Bernardians in front. In case you're wondering about any mercy rule situations, it's 6 goals after the second period, which will lead to the running clock, or 10 goals after the first period. So either the Bulldogs need to get 2 more goals, or really 3 more goals in the next 80 seconds to stave off the running clock in the third, or St. Bernard's has to get 2 goals in the next 75 seconds to start it now. Daniels, right side shot save by Bergeron. Rebound off of Stefanillo is going to be stopped by Bergeron as well. And Bengianet now having words and crossness with Owen Higgins. A lot of frustration going on there. And the official tells Bengianet that his night is done. He'll be sent to the locker room for an early night. A misconduct was given out of that. Could just be 10 minutes, could be a game. We'll get the confirmation from Mr. Lapointe. David Money will skate over to serve a major penalty against Bengianet. So at that point, then it's probably game misconduct. I imagine contact to the head. So David Money sent to the sin bin to think about what Bengianet has done. And St. Bernard's gets a major power play to finish off the second period. Make sure everything's all straightened out there with Mr. Lapointe. Make sure to confirm what the situation is. Knocked down there by Owen Tolson, and we have another whistle. 60 seconds to go in the second. Face off to come outside the Bulldog zone.
1 minute, last minute play, second period.
Matthew Sylvia behind his own net. Will race up ice. Into the left circle. Thinking about the wraparound. Leave it off for Tolson. Shoot through traffic, stick down in front. Then a Blaza. Will have it and skate it up the other way. He'll get a shot off on Chase Bergeron. He'll be able to paddle that away. Or pad it away, I should say, with the right pad. 25 seconds to go in the period. Here's Olak.
Number 15, Benjamin, a 5-minute major for roughing. 10-minute misconduct and a disqualification, a DQ. Time of those penalties were 13:54, second period.
So GNA given a DQ, which means that he will not be allowed to play in the next contest. That was in addition to the game misconduct that he got. Did a whole lot of stuff there. No further action in the final seconds of the period. And so we go to the end of 2 periods of play. St. Bernard's with 3 more goals, and Will Canada completing his hat trick. It's an 8-0 lead for St. Bernard's through 30 minutes of play.
Second period, 14 Bulldogs had 6.
And that makes the shots 27-11 in favor of St. B's through 2 periods of play. Obviously a challenging night, and now Monty Tech-Fitchburg will have to finish this game without one of their alternate captains in Ben GNA. And with the DQ, GNA will not be allowed to play the next contest on February the 3rd against Blackstone Valley Tech. Makes things a little more difficult and a little more challenging. But it's been that kind of night for the Bernardians and how everything has been clicking for them. 8 goals on 27 shots. They found a lot of great opportunities. They're just manufacturing chances. Monty Tech-Fitchburg did get a few more chances on Bergeron, was able to actually test him a little bit in that frame. But you can really see the difference between these two sides. A highly experienced Bernardian side that's 8th in Division 4, and a very young Monty Tech-Fitchburg side that's 34th in the same division. So we'll take a break through 2 periods of play. St. Bernard's 8, Monty Tech-Fitchburg nothing, and a running clock to come when we come back from this intermission. But stay with us to see the 3rd period of this very interesting Fitchburg matchup here on Hockey Day in the Burgh on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, 2 periods of the books in the 4th and final game of Hockey Day in the Burgh, in which St. Bernard's is well on their way to their 15th win of the season. They lead 8-0 through 2 periods of play. Daniel Bolak here with you on FATV. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from the 2nd period of action between these two sides. A little closer than the first, but still 3 more goals to find for St. Bernard's. See a number of chances out in front. Ryder Mallett continuing to be tested. There's Evan Walker getting on the board. A couple shots for the Bulldogs. Another snipe there for Will Canada. He had 2 goals in that 2nd period, completed his hat trick. Trahan leading with the elbow, leading to a power play for St. Bernard's. Toby Bolak with a goal and assist was looking for more. Didn't get it there. Will Canada able to complete his hat trick with that redirection. A couple opportunities for Monty Tech-Fitchburg, but turned aside by Chase Bergeron. He's made 11 saves in this contest. And the 3rd period is underway here from Fitchburg. St. B's goes left to right. Monty Tech-Fitchburg goes right to left. And a major power play against the Bulldogs in favor of the Bernardians, coming from Ben GNA, getting 25 penalty minutes in one go. A major for roughing, a game misconduct, and a disqualification. Evan Walker will skate up the left side.
Now in goal for the Bernardians, number 33, Colin Synan.
Colin Synan now in goal for St. Bernard's, making his 3rd appearance of the season. He's 20 for 20 in goal. Shutouts against Keefe Tech and Northbridge. Shot through a lot of traffic. Patted aside by Mallett. .250 to go on the major power play. Pass to Sylvia on the right side. Gets the shot off, saved by Mallett. He'll cover it up. Faceoff will come to one side of Mallett, who's now made 21 saves in this contest. Really facing the teeth of the schedule there. A couple of the hardest teams this week with Littleton, Bromfield, and St. Bernard's. Cody Warren on the right side. Ryder Testagrossa. Warren holding, shoots, saved by Mallett. Tried to clear it, but it goes off the stick of Vinny Caraba. will stay in the zone as Canada behind the net gets dispossessed. Slammed along the boards to the right point, or it's held down by Warren. Across Canada there, couldn't really turn it back towards goal like he did on his third goal, but he still has control of the puck. Trying to shake off Ethan Joseph, he does, he shoots. That one hits the side of the net, ricochets up in the air, stays in play. 2 minutes to go on the major. Out of the zone, the puck comes. Up ice, a touch on by Canada. Behind the net, it comes back to Will Canada. Brody Kenny, he's got a goal tonight. Off the boards, backhand opportunity by Ryder Testagrossa, but he strikes the side of the net. Bulldogs rim it around the boards to the left side. Kenny keeps it in the zone. Canada move behind the net and around to the right side. He'll float it to Warren. Now the right side for Andrew Thomas. Holding on the half boards. Warren will blast, and Mallet will glove it down. 11:50 and counting in the third period. 8-0 to St. Bernard's. Next game for Monty Tech-Fitchburg will be on Tuesday the 3rd. They'll host Blackstone Valley Tech. 6:30 puck drop here from the Civic Center. Our next Monty Tech-Fitchburg telecast will be Saturday the 7th when they host East Hampton for a 2 o'clock puck drop. That'll be part of a doubleheader, because after that will be our next St. Bernard's telecast when they will take on the Mustangs of Keefe Tech for a 4 o'clock puck drop. Sylvia for JJ Jaw, left side, looks for a turn in direction by Phoenix Fortier. Can't really get much on it. Fortier will wrap it around for Sylvia on the right side. Sylvia will pass it down low, thrown in front, one-timer. Malik kept it out somehow on a couple of great chances. Even down 8-0, Ryder Mallet not giving up on this game. Will still play it as strongly as he can. Scrambled over and made a couple of great saves. Trying to keep the Bernardians off the board on this major power play. There's 29 more seconds to do that with. Now that pass ends up going off the skate of Jackson Leader all the way down the ice. Matthew Sylvia brings it across. 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. Into the right wing corner. Back for JJ Ja. We'll go right side Fortier. One-timer, swing and a miss. And thrown all the way down on Colin Seinen. He was tapping the stick to say the penalty's up, and then it came right to him. Right on target, he makes the stop. So Colin Seinen does have to do a little bit of work. He's a junior from Townsend. Had a 15-save shutout against Northbridge, a 5-save shutout against Keefe Tech. Try to get the combo shutout here. A couple more chances for the Bernardians, but Mallet able to seal up the posts. Toby Bolak on the right side. Connor Johansson. Back for Bolak, a shot blocked by Leader. Now there's a shot in and out of the glove of Mallet. As they battle for that puck and finally cleared out by Leader. He'll just dump it down the ice and get the icing. Penalty box door is only mostly shut. It's not entirely shut. Mr. LaPointe noticing that, informing the officials they've got to make sure that it's properly shut. Someone gets checked into that door in the mostly shut position, then it'll become very open, and then bad things will happen. Testagrossa trying to settle it down. Finally gets the shot off there on Mallet. He's able to make the stop. Eight minutes to go in this contest. 8-0 Bernardians in front. The season high for goals is 9. Did it against Northbridge in a 9-0 win. Also did it against Worcester in a 9-8 game. Obviously, the getting to 9 was very different across the two contests. Now here's a steal and a break for Ryder Testagrossa. He scores! Third goal of the season for the sophomore from Ashby. Ryder Testagrossa makes it 9-0 Bernardians. Saw his opportunity, earned the breakaway, made no mistake. Shot at glove side on Mallet. It's 9 tonight for St. Bernard's.
Goal scored by the 24, Ryder Testagrossa.
And Evan Walker makes it 10.
Our goal was unassisted. Time of that goal, 7:32.
Walker gets the loose puck, fires that past. For the first time this season, it's double digits for the Bernardians, and it's 100 goals on the season. Two goals in probably less than 10 seconds of proper hockey.
Scored by number 12, Evan Walker. Assist to number 7, Matt Sylvia. Time of goal, 8:30, third period.
Sylvia gets the lone assist. It's another point for him tonight. I've got him down for at least 4. Put him up to 56 points on the season. Shot from the left point is stopped by Mallet. And no further play. Level on the ones digit again with 5:40 to go in the contest. 10-0 St. Bernard's in front. Draw one by St. B's. They move it around the boards to the right side. Colin Bean chips it along. Toby Bolak out to the far side. We dumped in. And from the far side, sent out of the zone. This tonight also a season high in goals conceded for Monty Tech-Fitchburg. First time they'd given up double digits. Before that, 9 against Ron Dunstable was the worst. Dumped down the ice all the way on Colin Synan. We'll pad that away. Monty Tech-Fitchburg hasn't really been able to get any sustained shots. Mr. LaPointe has not deemed any of the attempts by Monty Tech-Fitchburg worthy of being put on the board. Mallet got a lot of it. Now trying to see, did he really keep that out? It was pretty close in the way he was reaching behind him. Almost as if he was trying to hide that from going in. But the officials didn't see it go in, and frankly, I didn't either, so we'll keep that off the board. 4 minutes to go in the game. Right off the shot, Testagrossa with open space, tried to roof that one. Closer to hit the actual roof than the roof of the net, though. But a good try. Also in between this game and our next Bernardian telecast is going to be a game between St. Bernard's and North Reading on Wednesday night. That's going to be a really good one and a great test to see where the Bernardians hang in Division 4. That shot goes wide of Synan. North Reading coming into today ranked 10th in Division 4 with the Bernardians 8th. That could be a game that could do a lot for their power rating to try to further solidify a top 8 spot. In front, Sylvia with a shot. That's fought off there. Now another chance in front, saved by Mallet. Some might be surprised to see a player like Matthew Sylvia still playing in a 10-0 game, but when a team really can only roll 3 lines, and really only 2 lines that they feel like they can reliably trust, you're going to see a lot of those same players over and over again. Andrew Thomas behind the net looking for some space. Thomas has 1 goal this season, but has his pocket picked. Floated into the zone by Jack Hudson. To the left wing corner, thrown across the paint by Hudson. Trying to get that on target, couldn't get it cleanly. Robinson tried to flip it in front, looking for LeBlanc, but out of his reach. Pass was behind him, LeBlanc able to get it back. Try to turn it into the Bernardian zone. Connor Johansson. Couple passes. Luke for Toby Bolak. I was going to call him Luke for a moment. Luke doesn't play ice hockey. Calvin Robinson on the right side. Hudson try to feed that around the boards. Cody Warren out to the right side. Holder to hand with a shot that fired over the net there. Jackson Stubbard on the right side. Lost the handle on the puck. Got it back. Thrown towards goal. And through the paint. Looking to see if Colin Simon got a piece of it.
Last minute of play, 3rd period.
And a stick battle there on the blue line. And the offside called. In the final minute of this game, you'll think about some of the Bolaks we've had that have been pretty solid athletes in recent years. Luke, the former Fitchburg High quarterback, now playing collegiately at Plymouth State. His brother Max, a 50-goal scorer for this Monty Tech-Fitchburg side back when it was Fitchburg Monty Tech. He plays college hockey at Post down in Connecticut. If I understand the family tree correctly, Toby would be a cousin of those two. What exact cousin? Don't ask me that. One more rush there, a shot there. Stopped by Mallet. Off of JJ Jaw. And the buzzer sounds to bring an end to this game. It's a 10-0 win for St. Bernard's. The Bernardians complete the combined shutout for their 4th clean sheet of the season. A dominant performance from start to finish. It took just 40 seconds to get what would be the winning goal. And the Bernardians were off and running from there. Officially, Jim LaPointe rules that Colin Simon was not tested in that 3rd period. No proper shot on goal given to the Bulldogs in that 3rd frame. 42-11 the final shots. St. P's comes away with a 10-0 victory to bring them to 15-1 on the season. Monty Tech-Fitchburg falls to 2-12. There's only so much you can take out of a game like this. 2 teams on paper with a bit of a mismatch. See a lot of the Bernardians, though, giving kind words to Jackson Leader. As you see some of the Bernardians come off and other players taking pictures. After all, it's interesting, St. Bernard's and Monty Tech-Fitchburg, these are 2 teams in which players don't come from just Fitchburg, but from communities all around north central Massachusetts. And if there were any rough moments in between. There are some much kinder moments. And some much more fun times. These players will take some pictures to commemorate this game, getting to play with their old buddies, which they probably played with growing up. So even with the scoreline perhaps being as lopsided as it was, these will be still good memories for all of these friends off the ice. And more learning experiences and like for the coaches as well. It was an interesting night of hockey, and you know, again, Hockey Day in the Berg, again, all the proceeds from all the ticket sales today to support Jake Thibault. There was one of the many jerseys, we talked about this during the previous game, when they played Babson back at the beginning of the season. Jerseys auctioned off for charity. That would have been the jersey Ty Battipaglia would have worn. Or maybe a more generic one that they may have sold on the side as well. I want to take the moment to thank our wonderful crew here who brought this game to you today. Robin Como was our director of this contest. Our Travis Falk, the engineer in charge in the truck. Camera operators Alex Fabrile and Henry Christensen was on replay. Also Evan Schackenbach, Isaiah Manuel, Aiden Trueheart on the cameras. I'm trying to do that all by memory. And Nate Glennie was around helping out as well. Our underwriters to help bring all our productions to you: Rollstone Bank and Trust, the Sentinel and Enterprise, Acme Carpet One, Unitil, All One Credit Union, and Minuteman Press. We thank them for all of that, and Nate Glennie with the technical support as well. Fun day of hockey, and definitely a lot of success for Fitchburg sides. I mean, in this one, for some more than others. In the first one, we saw Fitchburg State come away with a 7-1 victory over Rivier. In this one, a 10-0 win for St. Bernard's over Monty Tech-Fitchburg. That'll wrap it up here from Hockey Day in the Berg in the Wallace Civic Center. For everyone here at FATV, I'm Daniel Bolak saying thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time. Till then, so long from Fitchburg.